one thing super foreign to me is like when I was in Las Vegas airport, I saw something that I never saw before in my life, and that was that there was like like at airports they always sell some books, like very often they sell some books, and the books that they were selling were like books, they were selling a lot of books about prayers and stuff like this, or how to pray, prayers for every day, blah blah blah, stuff like this. I have never seen this in Europe, like never. And I know that this place is like more religious and like, but I didn't see that coming. I was really surprised. I was like, that's something very new to me. Those books about prayers, and like there were so many of them. There wasn't just one, there were like 20 different types. Some of them they were like, oh, prayer for girls, prayer for this person, that person. I was like, I didn't like read any of them. I didn't like even open them and figure out what's inside, so I don't know what they were like, if they were problematic or not, if they were just books with prayers. I mean, I have nothing against books with prayers, whatever, like do whatever you want, especially that I know that a lot of people, they are afraid of flying, so that actually would make sense if you're afraid of flying, that you have a book with prayers so you can pray because you're afraid of flying, which I don't judge, you know. I'm not afraid of flying, but I don't judge if somebody is, like, people have different fears, but whatever. Like, I hope that there wasn't something problematic inside those books, because like I know, unfortunately, I recently educated myself a lot on this topic, which is a really depressing topic, and it's like how religion is being used to do horrible things. And I think in this country it's like very, very, very common to do that. That's why I always, when I see something Christian in USA, I'm always like really suspicious, because like, I don't know, I think in this country it's like so much more common to use religion to do horrific things than in Europe, for example. Because in Europe a lot of people, they don't believe in anything, to be honest, and like even people who do, it's not like super common. And here I think it's like super common. It's basically like a plague, that there are some crazy preachers who just manipulate people, and they use people, and they are very bad people. And it's not just one person or one church, it's like really common. I think like it's like a plague, and they are all so much alike, and they usually don't really like each other because they are like competition. But it's like, I don't know, so many of them, they are so evil and scary that they have so much influence over politics. Like, they basically tell the church goers, oh, vote for this person wins. It's so creepy. Like, my god, it's so scary and creepy. It's like a cult, honestly. A lot of those churches, I would call them cults. They are dangerous, and if they were Muslim, they would be in jail. So I'm not saying that because I'm jealous, because I would go to jail if I was doing those things. I wouldn't do those things anyway. I think there are some things that are so nasty to do. And like, I really don't like when people use religion to be assholes, because I don't think that Christianity itself is bad. I don't think so. So it annoys me even more that like people who do not do anything bad, they are just Christians. They are associated with people who use Christianity as an excuse to be assholes. So yeah, I even think that those people who use religion to be assholes, their only true religion is being assholes, and not their religion that they claim to follow, because I think they wouldn't even believe in God if that wouldn't give them an excuse to be assholes. I just think they worship themselves and their entitlement. Right now I'm in the middle of New York, so I recorded something before from the airport, but I think I will not put it in the video because I was rambling a lot, and I was talking about things that were completely unrelated. I was talking about a guy that I saw at the airport, okay? And my assumptions about random people and about my trust issues. So yeah, right now I just arrived in New York. I'm going to my hostel, and I have some weird things going on with my reservation. So I hope I will, you know, I hope my stay will go as I hope my stay will go as it should, and I hope it will go as normal. And I have like a few plans about places that I want to visit today, and the last place that I want to visit is like the closest to my hostel, so I don't like I will start from a place like furthest away. But first I want to leave my things there so I don't have to carry them. So I'm going to my hostel, and yeah, it's cold as fuck. Honestly, it's so cold. Maybe because I'm very sleep deprived, maybe that's why it's so cold, but I am freezing. I have 2 jackets on myself, by the way. I don't know if it's always this cold, like in the end of April or not, but like the only place where I wasn't cold during all of my current journey was Las Vegas. I was cold in California. I'm more cold right now. I was cold in Canada, obviously, but even in some places in Canada I was less cold than right now in New York. So maybe it's also a weather thing, because like I also heard that right now in a lot of places it suddenly became like colder. So, you know, maybe I'm just not lucky with the weather. And also I heard from somebody who was there in winter that it wasn't really very cold, so it's like kind of weird. But I think that's a weather thing, because you may just come somewhere when it's cold and you may just come somewhere when it's not cold. So by the way, a very weird thing about me: when I was a child I hated New York. And I have never been there before. But when I was a child, mostly because like it's everywhere, like in the media, and it's like everywhere, and I was so sick of it being everywhere and being pushed on me from all directions. So I was like, I will never go to New York. I will go to every place on earth but not New York. I hate New York. Blah. Every other place, not New York. But you know, and also in my mind it's somehow connected to some traumas that I had and kind of reminded me of them, so I hated that place, which is so weird. Like somehow they connected to New York in my head. By the way, I'm planning to go to this museum. I'm planning to go to Madame Tussauds in New York, because like my friend has been to this particular museum, and at least at the time love of my life was there. Like his... Excuse me? Oh, sorry. Like his wax figure, and I don't know if it's still there, especially that some stupid people may have been like, take this wax figure down, because like people are super weird, especially recently. Like some people are fucked in the head, like a lot, and they get yeah, so they get offended by everything. I mean, I'm not talking about people who get offended for a reason, I'm talking about Karens. So I don't know, also a few years have gone, so maybe they exchanged those wax figures. I have no idea. If he will not be there, I will be very offended, because it's an expensive ticket. And I'm going there just for him, because I love him and I don't care about celebrities. So I mean, also maybe other characters, they are also maybe nice, but you know, if you know me, I care only about him. I don't care about other people at all in general. So yeah. Am I passing by Broadway, by the way? Oh my god, Amsterdam is haunting me from everywhere. Everywhere I go, it's Amsterdam. Is this Broadway? Oh yes, because it's New Amsterdam. Yes, New York used to be New Amsterdam. Which is another proof that colonizers are very, very stupid, and they are very uncreative, and they call everything the same names. It's so dumb. I was trying to buy a ticket again, and I had the same problem that I always have in this country, and that I also had in Canada. The machine didn't accept my card, but fortunately I could just tap my credit card on the thingy, which is like very good. Yeah, it's very good that I could do that, because like it saved me a lot of time, because I don't want to go to ATM and just you know, so I just put my credit card on the gate. It's kind of like the same in London, you can also do that, so that's cool. My back is already hurting so badly. That's why I'm happy that I don't have to walk to ATM because like every second with this very heavy backpack, it's like so painful. Yeah, it's actually my metro. Right now I'm very close to my hostel. I'm almost there. Honestly, I'm surprised because so far I'm feeling quite. I hope I'm not saying this too fast. I'm feeling quite safe. I was thinking about this, that I was always afraid to go to this country. Like I was thinking that somebody will with me basically. But now I think I'm not at school. I cannot die in a school shooting. That's a solution. Don't go to school. Stay down. You will not die in a school shooting. That makes sense. This place, like not only New York but all country, would be like a great place for somebody who loves fast foods, because like there's so many fast food chains that I haven't seen in Europe, and they are chains basically. So you have like a lot to choose from those fast food chains. You don't have just McDonald's, for example. And for me, honestly, I don't like most of things in fast foods. There's nothing wrong about liking them, by the way. I don't mean to shame anybody. I don't care what, like, I literally don't care at all. But I'm personally, I don't like most of fast foods, especially like burgers, meat burgers, like the ones that have meat. Even when I ate meat, I always hated them. I don't know why. The meat in burgers always disgusted me, kind of. No offense to people who love it. But also, like, I don't like French fries. They have no taste, in my opinion. So I'm not like I do not really love fast food. So for me, it's not very exciting. And also, most of those fast food chains, even though fast food chains are supposed to be cheap, I guess, they are so expensive there. Like, so expensive. And I would never give so much money for French fries, for example, or burger. So that's why I'm very much not interested. Because if I, like, first of all, I don't like paying so much money for food. Second of all, I'm not like a fast food person, and I don't find it I don't find it very exciting. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's not my, like, not my food of first choice, I would say. Damn, I'm so close to all those places that I always heard about. Like, if I want, I mean, yeah, I still kind of maybe have some kind of sentiment that, you know, I always heard about those places, blah blah blah. Like, I'm not one of those people that always wants to go somewhere that they have seen on TV, like, very much. But I still kind of have like some kind of sentiment, I guess, because, you know, when I was a child, like all the movies and everything like that, they were there. Later, I really I even avoided movies that were in New York, because I was like, no, I don't want to see this place anymore. So and I very much when I see a lot of something, I'm like, no, take this away from me. That's kind of the way I feel about California. Like, I was really reluctant to go there. Like, I really wanted to go to San Francisco because of San Francisco, but otherwise, like, for example, LA, I was like, I went there only because it's famous and it was kind of close to San Francisco. But I was really reluctant to go there, and I was really not very excited, to be honest, because, like, especially that is like famous for, you know, celebrities, and I really don't care about them, and I'm kind of sick of them, of hearing about them all the time, even though I don't care about them, and of them thinking that they are so interesting that I should be excited about everything they post online. Which is kind of ironic, because I'm posting vlogs in which nothing happens, but I'm not telling everybody that that's interesting. So that's the difference, and nobody pays me for it. Nobody pays me for it, and I'm not damaging the climate by my private jet, and I'm not exploiting people. So yeah, I'm looking for my hostel. I have no idea where it is, because I don't see anything that kind of looks like it. Maybe I went the other direction, and maybe they will not accept me, because, like, kind of there's some very strange thing with my reservation going on. But this place, yeah, it very much looks like New York from pictures. The buildings and everything. They also have those, like, staircases outside of the building. It's, like, kind of strange. I'm really wondering if it's like an evacuation thing. Maybe because I heard, like, about, like, a factory fire in which a lot of people died, and maybe like after that, because there was a problem with evacuating people, that's why they died. Maybe after that they made those staircases everywhere. I don't know, because it was in US, maybe even in New York. But yeah, I'm going to find my hostel. It's one place to which I really want to go, but at the same time I'm very anxious to go there because I know there's a lot of people and I have social anxiety. So yeah, that's the reason I'm scared. Actually, I'm much more scared of places with a lot of people than things that scare people, actually. Like, I'm not afraid of walking in the dark, but when I know that in some place I will meet a lot of people, I'm like, oh my god, that's scary. Especially on some days I have like such social anxiety. It really, like, my social anxiety is like, nobody knows that I have it because I don't really show it that much, because people don't realize how much I'm dying inside sometimes. But it's like, sometimes I don't have it at all, and sometimes it just appears. And when I know for a long time before that, for example, in some place there will be a lot of people, I get really bad social anxiety. And when it's like I just randomly meet people, most of the time I don't have it that much, but like sometimes I just have it so much. And right now, when I'm thinking about going somewhere that I want to go, but there's a lot of people, I have like really bad social anxiety. So yeah. And sometimes it's like really, like, it's so strange and so uneven, because sometimes I don't have it at all, and sometimes I just get such a day that I have such bad social anxiety. It's like unbearable. I cannot speak. I cannot, like, when I speak I'm like so stressed about everything. And like, especially I get the worst social anxiety when I really think that somebody is super smart and I'm thinking I will embarrass myself. So so that's when I get the most social anxiety, when I'm afraid of embarrassing myself in front of people. So yeah, I know some people that I really, that's so sad, by the way, because so many times I really want to make friends with somebody because they are so cool and so amazing, but then I get such social anxiety because I'm like, this person is so cool and so smart that I cannot even speak. I cannot even say a single word. So I also often have this with very beautiful girls. I wonder if in that place full of people there will be also a lot of beautiful girls. Probably. I don't know, but if there's a lot of people, that's likely. So I think I just find my hostel. We will see if I manage to check in and lift my heavy luggage. I am so sleep deprived, by the way. I haven't slept for like 3 nights. Maybe that will kind of make my social anxiety less severe. I hope you will see. You know, I just should stop thinking, because when I don't think, I don't have that much of social anxiety. But then I start thinking about all the possible outcomes of me embarrassing myself in front of people, and then it's like a wildfire, and it just cannot stop. It just spreads, and it's like sometimes I don't have any social anxiety, and then suddenly I hear about somebody embarrassing themselves in front of people, and I'm like, oh my god, what happens to me, or something like that. Or I hear about somebody like being very mean to somebody, and I'm like, oh my god, if this person had this situation, I can have that too. So, and then for the next few days I'm dying, and I'm like, I'm feeling so bad, and then you know, I forget about this and I don't have this anymore. So it's very, very uneven, and oh, I just have to stop thinking about my social anxiety and it will be gone. I just have to not think at all, honestly. I am waiting for a bus right now because I'm actually going by bus, and it's cold. It's cold. It's like 15 degrees, I guess. I'm wearing 2 jackets at the moment. I was hoping I would wear just one, but you know, unfortunately, like all the United States, like most of this country is so cold this season. I don't know if only this year or like if it's every year, but everywhere it's so cold. Like right now, I don't know, like only Vegas wasn't cold. LA was even a bit cold. It wasn't like very cold. It was like the least cold after Vegas. The only place where I wasn't cold was Vegas, honestly. And here it's also cold. I'm wearing 2 jackets right now, but at least I expected that. Not like, unlike in San Francisco where I didn't see that coming at all. And here I was like, okay, it may be cold because I don't know, it's New York, it's quite north, so it may be cold, and it's cold. It seems even colder than in some places in Canada, which is so strange. Anyway, yeah, because of those prices I kind of feel robbed, to be honest. I will find out today if New York is it more expensive than California? Is it as much expensive? Is it less expensive? We will see, because like I would say it would be more expensive, but California was so expensive that, you know, is it even possible? Like seriously, people say that maybe the most expensive place is like Dubai, but Dubai was cheap comparing to California. Like seriously, it was very cheap comparing to California. And I was always thinking, yeah, that is indeed an expensive place, but still much cheaper than California. Like, I don't know why. Like, everybody told me that this country is very cheap. That's not true. Was it ever like cheap? I don't know. Maybe they like increased prices of everything very, very much to fund more genocides. Who knows? That would be like extremely evil, like starving your own people to starve more people overseas and kill them in other ways. But that would sound likely. Guess what? It actually makes sense, because like my friend who told me that this country is cheap has been to the East Coast, and actually here it's much cheaper than in California. Like in California it was like unbearably expensive. I couldn't find like anything cheap. So yeah, at least here it's like more inexpensive, which kind of surprised me, because I was thinking like New York City it's gonna be like very, very expensive. I just went out from the metro station on Chambers Street, and I'm not sure if is this like, it's one of those, it's some special building. It's not like, yeah, over there, but I'm not sure which one. So anyway, like on the south there's like 9/11, and there's like also Wall Street nearby. I started like from the south of Manhattan, because like my hostel is more on the north, and I'm also planning to see like from the place, like I'm not planning to go all the way there, because what's the point? But I'm planning to see Statue of Liberty, and I'm planning to see Brooklyn Bridge, but I'm not planning to go all the way there, because like that's a waste of time. I don't have to see it like from very close. So this is One World Observatory, and there's a mural, by the way, saying everyone is different, everyone is the same. And yeah, maybe I would like it, you know, if I was younger, but right now such things annoy me so much, because those people like who run cities and stuff like this, and those people in positions of power, they clearly don't think that, and they always put it everywhere, like such nice propaganda thing, like, oh look, we love you so much. It's like makes me cringe so much right now, because I really know that they don't think so. They think they are better than everybody else. So and I find it so cringe. I find more and more cringe every single year, because I noticed that those posters they hang, like maybe like murals like this, or posters about how great whatever is, like for example, oh, our city is so great, like oh my god, they are everywhere, like every country I go to, and it's always not true. So annoying. I'm being petty, I know, but I'm petty. I'm sorry, I'm petty. I'm gonna sound like the biggest asshole ever, but I'm annoyed by 9/11 so much, and by people talking about this so much, and like, you know, because since like so many people have been murdered, like in excuse of like things like that are not happening anymore, so many like completely innocent people have been murdered, and are today, and yesterday, and tomorrow, and but somehow those people, because some white rich people died. So that's a tragedy. Somehow that one is a tragedy. If these were just, you know, those cleaning ladies, then they wouldn't even care. But I actually think it's sad, just because there were also some normal workers there. If that was just rich people who were rich businessmen, I wouldn't care. I would maybe celebrate that, honestly. But yeah, so it always annoys me because it's one of those things that those victims are like treated like victims, and in other cases they are always blamed. And the other thing that always annoys me so much is World War II. Like, it's like religion of the Western world, this World War II. And I had so many European people that were so stupid, that were even saying things like, you know, people in other parts of the world, they are so violent because they haven't experienced so much pain because Europe had World War II. I literally heard like European people saying such things, and that's completely not true. Like, I don't know how somebody can think that is true, but okay, that's so dumb. Like, so many people are experiencing horrific things right now and have through history, and actually Europe has experienced that and nothing like that for like last almost 100 years, and they still like behave like they still don't acknowledge everything that bad that happened in the world, like in other places. Also a lot of times because of them, because of other people from their countries, let's say, because they are they always like, no, it's not me, it's not you, but it's other people from your country who always also say things like, oh, Europe suffers so much, and like, oh my god, I'm sorry for ranting, but I always hate like all this culture and obsession with like victims on 9/11 and World War II. Like, because of that I cannot watch movies about World War II anymore, because I feel like a biggest asshole because I cannot sympathize with the characters, because I'm like, oh my god, no, those perfect victims once again. Now if people run away from such things, they are drowned in the sea, but yeah, but perfect victims. Yes, over there are the memorial pools, and actually this place this place is kind of nice. Honestly, I like those buildings. They have such a vintage vibe. I kind of like them. This place is actually quite nice. I think I will want to, yeah, I definitely want to see the Statue of Liberty. I'm not sure if I will go to the Wall Street. Maybe I want to see this nest of villains. Since I'm in the belly of the beast already, I will see this villainous place of evil. So on this thing, the names written of different people that died in 9/11. And yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not sad for them, but I just hate all this like how some people are treated like exceptionally. That's really annoys me. But I'm not saying I'm not sad for those people. Like, yeah, that was a tragedy, of course, but and some of the people that died on that day are likely not there because they are missing, because the bodies were never found, because like a lot of the bodies probably weren't recognizable, and maybe some of them were in pieces. I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm not like dead body specialist, and I don't exactly know in how bad of a state the bodies were, but some of the people definitely were missing, and likely some of them they also died there, but they are not there. I will be trying to like find a way to the river, because then I will be in some place closer to seeing the Statue of Liberty. And also, like, the word liberty is so destroyed. Like, I used to think that's a nice word when I was a child, and right now, yeah, like especially in this particular place, people use it to justify being assholes all the time. And this word started disgusting me. Like, usually some far-right people love this word so much, and it makes me disgusted of this word. Like, it actually has it used to have a nice meaning. Now it doesn't have a nice meaning anymore. Like, it kind of does, but those people, they destroy this word. This is my Statue of Liberty. She's so small. She's so far away from me. I would have to walk so much. Like, I think maybe tomorrow I will go back and try to like go from the other side, because I think from the other side there would be like a better view, but then I would probably have to sail by this ferry. So, but today I didn't plan that. But today I'm also going to one museum, so tomorrow I will also go to one museum. But apart from that, maybe I will just see the Statue of Liberty, and the Brooklyn Bridge is close to, I mean, I'm seeing it at the moment, but it's really far away. I was thinking like it would be closer, but no, it's not closer. And also I think it's not the same view that I would like to see. Probably I would prefer to see like the view of Statue of Liberty in front of the buildings, and it's probably not not, you know, it's right now I see the Statue of Liberty and water. It's not, you know, Statue of Liberty and skyscrapers. It's great. I cannot speak. Skyscrapers. So I would have to go from the other side, I think. I think tomorrow that's what I have to do. I have to go from the other side. Oh my god, I hope the weather will be good tomorrow, because if it's disgusting, when the weather is disgusting, everything looks more disgusting. But yeah, I see the Statue of Liberty, but from really far away, and I can barely see the Statue of Liberty. And there's also Brooklyn Bridge, like somewhere over there. Actually, I wish I went to New York. I mean, my flight was because of my stupid flight, I missed one day of New York, so I would be there one day longer. But I wish I came here longer so I could see more of, you know, because it's a big city. It has like 5 districts or whatever. It has Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and something else. So there's like a lot of different, I forgot the name of the 5th one, but whatever. I forgot the name of the 5th one, but there's like not only one thing to see, but I will mostly be on Manhattan. I think I will maybe only be on Manhattan, to be honest. I mean, tomorrow probably I plan to sail to the other island to see the Statue of Liberty from the other side. But how is she standing? Would I see her from the front, or would I see her from the back? Because I want to see her from the front, and she doesn't turn, I guess. So I don't know. I would try to walk closer to her, and I will try to get a better look of her, because like I'm still quite far away. And in the meantime, maybe I will go to the Wall Street, to evil place full of evil people. I don't know why, like I always, like recently I started having dreams like very often that I was going to New York, and because of that I'm silly with that, because when I have a dream that I go somewhere, I suddenly start wanting to go there. And I had those dreams that I'm going to New York for no reason. I just had those dreams. I don't know why, but made me want to go there. Sorry? Oh. Yeah, I hope I didn't make those poor children that were like running next to me feel bad because I'm making a stupid video. I'm not wanting to embarrass them or whatever. Also, I don't like idea of showing children in videos because it's like privacy, but I think they just basically run for it, and I can like cover all the people, and I basically don't do anything, but nobody watches my videos anyway, so it's not a problem. If anybody ever starts watching my videos, then I will start to start covering faces of children. But also, like, in some places children love being photographed and love coming to the camera and being on video. Like, if any Palestinian child saw a camera, this child would already want to be in the camera. Like, they always do that. They are so cute. Like, on the other hand, it makes them happy, but also they cannot really consent. They are children, so it always makes me like, oh, I don't know what to do. Because it happened to me once. I didn't publish it anywhere. It happened to me anytime I was making videos anywhere close to Palestinian children. Honestly, like, they were so cute and so adorable in the camera that myself, if I watched the video with them, I would be like, oh my god, they are the cutest. But at the same time, I kind of feel it's kind of exploitation. I don't feel good about children on videos. Also, it's like interesting, like those guys were like most certainly speaking Yiddish, and because I recognize the language, and like it's interesting because like I think it's an interesting language. Like I follow a profile about Yiddish. I don't speak it. I don't know any almost anything from this language, but I follow a profile about this, so I know some random words. And yeah, but you see, I recognized a language. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that difficult because also you could guess from what people look like, but like, yeah, I can pretend to be smart. Okay, probably that's the closest I will get today. Why do I put fingers? Oh my god, I can't video this. Anyway, yeah, that's probably the closest I will get today. Next time, hopefully tomorrow, maybe I will even take one of those like cruises that I will be able to see like the Statue of Liberty from close, because from here, like, I imagined her like being bigger or closer or whatever, but you do not really see much from there. And also another thing, which is something I'm kind of ashamed of because it's really weird, but honestly, I have a fear which is so random and so I mean, I know why I have this fear, and it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't at the same time, because it's like if you have a city, there are different people in the city, they aren't all the same, but somehow I am afraid of New Yorkers. I'm terrified of them. Like seriously, because I always had so many scary stories about like some crazy people from New York. Like both here and abroad, like for example, them going abroad and doing like really nasty stuff. There's even one guy who I came across on the internet, and I was very unlucky to come across this guy, and I think nobody likes him. And he's from New York, and he's so bad, like he sucks as a person, like he really sucks. Recently I just learned that he's also a sex offender. And he's always abroad somehow. I mean, I think it's probably because like anywhere when anybody knows him, like nobody wants anything to do with him, and so he's always abroad. And I think when he runs out of places to be, he will be completely lost, because like nobody will want to talk to him anymore, because like everybody will know he's an asshole. But he sucks so much. I hate this guy so much. Like he probably commits crimes abroad and gets away with that because he's white and rich, so but I hate this guy so much. And he has social media, and he posts things that are so vile and so evil and so like bigoted and so disgusting. Like this man is so, like, I hate him so much. And he's also from New York. And recently I also came across like some video of some lady that was like so entitled and so vile also, like, and so she was so fucked in the head, and she was also from New York. And like I always hear such stories about people from New York. It's scary. But then I also know a lot of nice people from New York, and I know that there are nice people there too, but I always hear those stories and I'm like, oh my god. And I was scared before I arrived there. I'm kind of surprised that I'm like, it's less scary than I imagined, because nobody attacked me yet. But there was one guy who was like walking close to me, and I wasn't sure if he was shouting to somebody or if he was shouting something at me, but I didn't understand what. Right now I'm thinking, oh my god, maybe he put some curse on me. I don't know, maybe he's one of the crazy ones. I don't know why, like I always hear those stories about New Yorkers, not about like other cities maybe too, but always like the most of them, I think. Like like I always, and like, or some videos of like some people like even like harassing other people and being complete assholes, and they're always New Yorkers. Like, why I don't know. And I'm afraid of them, honestly. I'm afraid of them. And all of those people, like for example those Rockefellers or Trump, like I don't know, like something like scary about this place. So frustrating that, for example, this guy that was so disgusting videos, he has money to travel. This is so frustrating because he's rich and he can do whatever he wants, but he's such a bad person. And I'm thinking about this and I'm like, a lot of people cannot afford to do that. I mean, I'm doing that at the moment, but like I hope I'm not as bad as him. He was like, oh my god, like so frustrating. Like, man, just stop being mean to people, then maybe you will not have to change your location all the time. So I am, by the way, I just even forgot that I'm going to Madame Tussauds today, and right now I see it in front of myself and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going there today, I forgot about this. Like literally, I was like, oh yeah, but at least I have not a lot of things left to do, so I can just walk and whatever, and it's not that bad. Because I started talking to like two locals that I just met, and we were talking, we spent some time talking. They were really trying to help me like best they could, like about what's interesting in New York and what should I see and stuff like this. And they were really like figuring this out. They were like trying so hard. I even felt bad that they really tried to help me, because I'm not paying them and you know they are spending their own time trying to help me. And I was yeah, I was talking to them, and right now and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be late to the things that I was planning, but at the same time I didn't want to, you know, make them feel like I'm not enjoying the time, because I enjoyed it and they were really like helping me and it was so nice. But at the same time I had in the back of my head that I'm planning some things for today, but I actually forgot that I was planning this museum. I remember the other thing that I'm planning for today, and it's funny because one of them told me not to do risky things, and oopsie that's the plan. So maybe that's why I don't I'm kind of in a rush, because I want to do risky things before the sunset, because like being beaten up after the sunset seems like more scary. So I don't know why. So much capitalism in one place. Maybe that's why like I think about evil things when I think about New York, because like there's ads everywhere and there's Wall Street. Scary.
I know her pussy. I know her pussy.
So I'm at the Times Square. Oh my god, there's like, this place is so full of everything. That's the best way to describe this place. It's full of humans and full of everything. Oops. Oh. I feel bad for everybody that has like epilepsy and ends up in this place. Full of ads and full of people. I'm going back to try if Madame Tussauds still has a giant queue in front of it. Otherwise, if it still has a giant queue in front of it, I'm just going to go to other places that I'm planning to go, and I would just go back here later, because I can go to Madame Tussauds when it's dark as well. It's not a problem. So my god, I have seen them. I have seen them in the wild. I have seen the crazy scary ones. I literally have seen them, and I don't know why. Is it just my imagination? But do they always smell bad? Like, oh my god, I literally saw one guy. I saw one guy that I saw a lot of videos of him like harassing people around the streets of New York, and I immediately recognized him because his style is so bad. Not that mine is any better. Like, yeah, it's better than his. Not, yeah, it's you know, the bar is very low. I saw him. Oh my god! Like, I saw one guy that I always see like on videos harassing people around New York, and like some people in the comments write, how is he everywhere? Like, he keeps harassing people in New York, like everywhere. And I saw him today. I literally saw a scary, crazy New Yorker. Oh my god. And not just one. I saw like some guy who was talking about Jesus. And like, there's nothing wrong with the fact that he was talking about Jesus, but he was talking like things that were so messed up. And I was like, oh my god, this is the famous religious fanatic, the famous cult member who hates other religions and thinks that they deserve to die. Oh my god, I have seen him. I have seen the infamous yeah, I have seen, like, I have seen them in the wild. I have seen them in the wild. And I saw a guy who had like not just one hate group, not just one logo of a hate group, but several ones combined. Oh my god, like, I have seen scary people in the wild. And that was completely accidental. I didn't plan it. I just walked into them. And did I feel comfortable? No. I was suddenly like, oh yeah, I suddenly was like, I suddenly stopped being scared at all, because I was like, they are cowards anyway. Like, everybody knows that such people, they are always very cowardly. But yeah, the guy who always harasses people, he didn't say anything. But that was 100% the same guy that I always see. Like, oh my god. By the way, the scary people that I saw some time ago, they were not here. They were not here. This place is not related. I'm going to CUNY. I'm not going to study there, by the way. I'm not going to study there. I'm not rich to study in USA.